When we found poor Agnes's bones, do you remember? Your histrionics in the crypt. You took it then, didn't you? Then dropped it in the fountain? Why else would you be drying your hands?
Daddy? Why?
The night of the party, 32. I'd lost a cufflink, if you can believe it. I went upstairs, and then...
No, you mustn't go in there, please. Please do not listen to what I'm saying.
I'd not meant to kill her, but she tried to prevent me from seeing my wife and the fiddle player. And then my mind cleared. I took the diamond, left it with Agnes. Naturally, it was assumed that she'd run off with it. Then all that remained was to tell my wife a white lie.
You told her Agnes had been seen
cavorting with the Viennese fiddler, who, of course, went on writing to her for quite some time, but I took care of those letters. They would only have caused her pain. You know, it's funny looking back. She was so easily deceived. These romances, so fragile. There's no real devotion at all. Not such as we all had, together. As a family, here at Chimneys.
She was unhappy. Trapped. No wonder she got ill.
But after she died, you found the earlier letters, didn't you, from the captain? She kept them safe all these years.
Yes, indeed. Every word.
So that when Mr. Lomax showed you the letter from Count Ludwig, suggesting a visit to Chimneys, you knew the handwriting at once. A precise match for the old love letters. And you knew...
the captain was on his way.
But why the firework? Why 11:45?
Mr. Eversley, is it possible that the letter you wrote to Mr. Cade was in fact left unsealed?
Your guest has arrived, sir.
Still on the desk?
Letters for posting on his lordship's desk.
All that remained was to add the time.
You wrote and posted the letter to Cade yourself.
And staged the gunshot for 11:45 to incriminate Cade.
What better way to be rid of your enemies? Frame one for the killing of the other.
Cade is no good. You said as much yourself. And as for this plan to ship you off to Africa, now don't look at me like that. You cannot build a marriage on lies.
Aren't you supposed to build it on love?
And Treadwell?
As we thought. Poisoned not by the foxglove leaves, but by your tonic.
Active ingredient digitalis. Huge overdose.
No, I do regret that. She was a faithful servant.
More faithful than you knew. You were so fearful that she would tell the inspector about the affair. On the contrary, she was taking measures to protect her mistress's secret. As soon as Agnes's bones were recovered, she took the letters from amongst your possessions to her own room.
If I'd let her live, no one would have found out. Is that what you mean? Well, that's it then.
Not quite.
Daddy.
Return one day for the greatest jewel.
Oh, stop.
What if this jewel was a diamond of a different kind?
Stop!
Whatever it is, we have a right to know. A rose?
Not just any rose.
A Richmond rose?
Richmond 20, North 3 East. So the Richmond referred to is not the portrait.
Precisely. The rose of Richmond.
Well, these directions, where do they lead?
I don't understand.
Jane? The Count's last words, do you remember?
About the wall.
We thought he meant the wall in the passageway, but this Virginia creeper, when was it planted?
Madeline planted it 23 years ago to celebrate your birth.
Virginia creeper.
He knew. I'm sure he did as he lay dying. The rose, the dance. It all made sense. I think your mother wrote to the Count shortly before she passed away. The coded letter. She didn't want the truth to die with her. Not quite.
So you mean?
You were the greatest jewel.
He'd come to take you away, my own little girl. My darling girl.
He was my father. You feel if you were to let go now?
I won't.
And just float off? No. I won't. Come on. I know you're putting off the inevitable. Are you going to tell her, or shall I?
Oh, I think it's best coming from me. Blenkinsop!
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Bundle weren't like that at all.
But you're not selling Chimneys.
Well, Bundle couldn't bear to stay on, and I don't want to live here. So what do you think? Pass the whole headache on to Blenkinsop and her tea and scones. Why not?
Will she be all right? Bundle, I mean.
Oh, she'll foist herself onto some undeserving cause,
Her father?
I suppose.
And you?
Here they come. A happy marriage. Can't be that difficult, can it?
Go with your heart.
Like Mother. I keep thinking if she loved her Count so much, why was she so quick to believe he'd run off?
I suppose love is an act of courage.
Yes.
Miss Marple.
Goodbye, Inspector.
Thank you. I see now I've grown too fond of my own reputation. I was so bewitched by the blasted diamond. And now look at me, the latest of your casualties. Oh. What do you think? Interpol want me to take it to South Africa and trap this villainous fellow from Pretoria.
You know, Inspector, I don't care for it at all. Goodbye.